There was a time when my deck stood in all its former glory, gleaming like the deck of a luxury yacht. But those days are long gone, because I share my life with two of the most destructive forces known to mankind: the Australian climate and little boys. And frankly, I'm not sure which one is worse. With the wife off to her hometown and the kids in tow, the house is finally mine. As well as the TV, it's finally mine too. The remote is still missing though. Anyway, it's go time. No interruptions, no detours, just me. It's time to unleash my relentless ambition. Water-based decking oil is tough, like a superhero in a raincoat. Unlike oil-based decking oil, which penetrates the timber, water-based ones form a protective film. My coating stood firm through more than 3 years of wind, rain, the extreme Australian UV grilling, and the kids treating it like their personal racetrack. Inevitably, the battle scars are showing. If you follow the manufacturer's recommendations and recoat once a year, a deep clean is usually sufficient. However, since my deck has developed cracks and peeling, I have no choice but to sand it down to ensure a smooth, even surface and improve the adhesion of the decking oil. You don't need to be a pro to master random sanders. The motion of random sanders prevents visible swirl marks, leaving a smooth finish on your surface. Random sanders are less aggressive, thus risk of damage is reduced. A rather fine sandpaper will do. I used a 240 grit. The goal is to make the sanded area blend in as seamlessly as possible with the untouched sections. Deck cleaning products are everywhere. Bright bottles, promising miracles, with price tags to match. But here's the truth. You don't need any of them. Just grab some good old sugar soap. That's right, the same stuff your grandparents probably used to clean everything. Add a bit of elbow grease and a stiff bristle broom, and you're in business. It's simple, effective, and doesn't involve spending half your paycheck on something labeled Ultra Mega Deck Cleaner Pro. Save your money, scrub your deck, and enjoy the satisfaction of proving the marketing nonsense wrong. After scrubbing your deck with sugar soap, it's time to bring out the big guns. A pressure washer. Give the deck a thorough blast to wash away every last speck of dirt. But if you're using a turbojet nozzle, use it carefully. These things are lethal. They'll strip dirt for sure, and possibly tear into the wood grain, leaving visible grooves and damage if you're not paying attention. One wrong move, and you'll have a hole big enough to lose a shoe in. So go easy, clean the deck, not destroy it. After all that, I'm fairly certain I've removed every last trace of dust from sanding, the grease dripped from countless barbecues, the drool from the children, the bird droppings, and an entire catalogue of other unspeakable substances. Once the deck is bone dry, like the Sahara in a heat wave, it's time for the main event, coating. But before you dive in, you'll need to shake that can, like you're auditioning for a cocktail bar. Why? Because the pigment and oil need to mix evenly. Of course, in the hardware store, they've got some fancy machine to do this for you. At home, it's all down to you. Grab a stick, any stick will do, and give the mixture a proper stir. As you do, keep an eye out for any stubborn bits of pigment lurking at the bottom. refusing to join the party. Water-based decking oil is ridiculously easy to use. Even I can manage it without setting the house on fire. In fact, you can put out fire with it. For the tricky edges, I use a brush, precise and delicate, like I'm restoring a priceless artifact. The beauty of this stuff is its high tolerance for human error. The solvent evaporates quickly, especially in the heat, but even then, you'll still get cracking results. Unless you're actively trying to recreate abstract art on your deck, it's practically foolproof. Simple, forgiving, and guaranteed to leave your friend asking, "Who did you hire for this?" For the big, wide open spaces, a mop, fast, efficient, and oddly satisfying. Dip the mop into the tray, let the wool pad soak up the decking oil, and then spread it evenly along the boards. That's it. So simple. It requires absolutely no skill whatsoever. It effortlessly hides every flaw, like magic, even better than my partner's ridiculously expensive makeup. If the watercolor paints in my kid's art kit worked this well, I'd have smashed it in school and become the next Picasso. Well, at least in my own head. After a full day of being roasted under the Australian sun, because, let's face it, the sun here isn't just hot, it's deadly. There's no doubt the deck is ready for its second coat. In fact, in rather regular conditions, you could probably get away with waiting just 2 hours. Even with just one coat of decking oil, the deck already looks fantastic. But we're going for perfection here. The second coat isn't just for show, it's for longevity. Double the oil, double the protection. This deck is now ready to face the elements, kids, and whatever chaos life throws at it. The conditions were less than ideal. The manufacturer strongly advises against applying it in temperatures above 35 degrees Celsius. Now, while the air temperature hadn't quite hit that mark, my dark-colored deck had been busy soaking up Australia's utterly evil sunlight, meaning the surface temperature was probably well over 50 degrees Celsius. I could actually see the solvent evaporating the moment the decking oil touched the wood, forming vapor like a steam catapult on Nimitz-class aircraft carriers. And yet, despite all that, the final result still looked absolutely stunning. And there you have it, deck recoated, piss enjoyed. Thanks for watching.